Lowering rates for American families and American businesses and increasing our economic competitiveness will create economic opportunity and prosperity for all.
Ivanka Trump right there at the Reagan Presidential Library last night helping to pitch her father's calls for tax reform. This morning in Washington, lawmakers in the House are starting the process of negotiating the details of the proposed tax plans. They have a goal of getting it to a vote by Thanksgiving. There is a lot to sort through when it comes to these proposals, so we asked Certified Financial Planner Tammy Wener to break it all down for us. Tammy, it is good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. So politics all aside for a moment, each of us could end up in a new tax bracket with this plan that may be moving forward.
Absolutely. So the tax brackets are going to be decreasing from 7 down to 4.
Yeah.
And so as each person is compiling their income for the year, they may fall into a different bracket beginning 2018 if the bill moves forward.
Does that mean that some people might be paying more while others might be paying less?
Absolutely.
Okay, now who are those people? Who would be at risk of paying potentially more?
Great. So it will really depend on where people's income falls in.
Yeah.
So I think the cuts are supposed to be in place to help middle-income individuals pay less, and some reports show that that may be the case, and some upper-income individuals may end up paying more. But again, it's going to depend on each person's situation.
Got it. Let's talk about the standard deduction. What impact, the changes in it, what impact could that have on families?
Absolutely. So the standard deduction for individuals is increasing from a little bit over $6,000 up to $12,000, and for joint filers from $12,000 to $24,000. I think the big impact is that about a third of people right now actually itemize their deductions, and once the standard deduction increases to those levels, they're estimating that maybe only 10% or so of people will actually itemize their deductions if this bill moves forward.
So the standard deduction in both of those examples that you showed there, they almost double.
That's
just
correct.
about.
Yep.
In order to make that happen, it's a give and take. You've got to pay for that somehow. So now what deductibles go away?
Great question. So some of the more popular deductions that are going away, such as being able to deduct just state and local taxes, property tax deductions will also be limited and capped. Medical expenses will no longer be deductible, student loan interest, and a host of others as well.
Got it. All right. A lot to talk about on that one. For homeowners, they usually count on a big tax write-off. Is that going to change with this plan that we're looking at right now?
It will for new homeowners.
Okay.
So for existing homeowners, they will still be able to deduct their interest up to the $1 million limit that's already been in place. But new homeowners, their interest deduction will be limited to $500,000 of total interest over time.
Got it. And then the increase in the child tax credit, how is that going to help? And is something else going to go away in order to make that happen?
That's another great question. So yes, so the personal exemption, so right now everyone has about $4,050 exemption that they can take. That's going to be going away. That's replaced by the increased standard deduction, as well as a new child credit, which is increasing from $1,000 to $1,600 per child. And then there's also a new family-friendly credit, which will be about $300 per taxpayer.
To help with that personal exemption
Exactly.
and balancing that.
That's
Boy,
right.
Lots to go through, Tammy. Thank you so much for dropping by. Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thanks.
And we've mentioned this before. It's important to remember here this is just a bill. It could look a whole lot different by the time this actually goes up for a vote. There are a lot of other proposed changes. We certainly didn't have enough time to cover them all. Tammy has compiled a list for us. You can see that on our website. It's also available on our free news app. You've got to come back.
Great.
We got to have you again to
Lots
keep
to
talking
talk
about
about.
it. It is, Tammy.
Yes.
Thank you.